It's Grimewav.
That cocaine. Herm, what up? Snow rockets. It's all 'cause of the snow, man. That cocaine. Felt a lot of pain in my life.
It's Grimewav.
That cocaine. Herm, what up? Snow rockets. It's all 'cause of the snow, man. That cocaine. Felt a lot of pain in my life. So black, the cocaine, it was white with a light tinge. Spit it tight when I might grip. Righteous, but still grip the knife stiff at night, yeah. They might smoke it, they might sniff shit. They might use the spike too. Even if you write this head will dim your life on. But the feeling really delightful. I'm feeling spiteful for my people lost. Greed creeping in the rabbit evil thoughts. Dirty needle shit is lethal. God is truly grind. You can miss me with the booty rhymes. But what I do for mine's truly die. At least 1,000 times over. My spit like the fish got the right odor. Pipe smoke is falling from grace just like LeVar Odom. Her young boy OD, I might know him. But yo, I'm cold to the fact. As far as rap, I cold shoulder the whack. Y'all faculty lack. I'll rap haphazardly scrap. I'll happily smash a maggot rapper. It's the crime over love, but I'm rather dapper. There's many chapters that I wish to close.
We gotta bring this joint back one time, man. We gotta rewind it.
It is mostly from the snow. I seen.
It's Grimewav.
That cocaine. Herm, what up? Snow rockets. It's all 'cause of the snow, man. That cocaine. Felt a lot of pain in my life. So black, the cocaine, it was white with a light tinge. Spit it tight when I might grip. Righteous, but still grip the knife stiff at night, yeah. They might smoke it, they might sniff shit. They might use the spike too. Even if you write this head will dim your life on. But the feeling really delightful. I'm feeling spiteful for my people lost. Greed creeping in the rabbit evil thoughts. Dirty needle shit is lethal. God is truly grind. You can miss me with the booty rhymes. But what I do for mine's truly die. At least 1,000 times over. My spit like the fish got the right odor. Pipe smoke is falling from grace just like LeVar Odom. Her young boy OD, I might know him. But yo, I'm cold to the fact. As far as rap, I cold shoulder the whack. Y'all faculty lack. I'll rap haphazardly scrap. I'll happily smash a maggot rapper. It's the crime over love, but I'm rather dapper. There's many chapters that I wish to close. You see a lot of anguish if you look at the windows of my soul. It is mostly from the snow. I seen Lil Shorty lose a glow. She was a user, not a loser, no. Swans found her in the alley gone. It was two below. All 'cause of the snow. Cold bodies OD'd, all covered in snow. Hustlers double they dough from juggling snow. And it's all 'cause of the snow. It's all 'cause of the snow. My soul cold, all 'cause of the snow. The American dream is covered in snow. Wall streets in love with the snow. Hollywood's in love with the snow. Police is in love with the snow. My mother in love with the snow. Motherfucker. This is why Rockets is cold. It's all cause of the snow.
Yeah. Welcome to another dope episode of Herm Radio. We're at episode 19. What you just heard was Mo Ruckus with Snow. A really dope track, man. Definitely check out Mo Ruckus. That's MORUKUZ. Snow. That's the name of that track. And he got a lot of music out. We with Mo Ruckus's, you know what I mean, group member actually today. And a really dope MC, a really dope producer. And a dope individual in general. We're talking about Hanzo Bladez. What up, Hanzo?
Yo, what's going on, Burn? Yo, I appreciate you for having me, man. And yo, I just want to first thing I want to say, man, free Ruckus, man. Yo, man.
Free Ruckus.
Man, love him, man. Yeah, man, you know, Hanzo Bladez here representing 518, you know what I'm saying, to the 718, man. How we doing?
Word. I'm doing all right, man. You know what I mean? Happy to be here. Another episode of Herm Radio. Vibing to that track we were just listening to, man. The way that
man.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about Mo Ruckus, we're gonna talk about that track, we're gonna talk about Hanzo Bladez, the origin of Hanzo Bladez, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But the way we do it at Herm Radio, we like to just kind of get right into the music and kind of get a vibe of your take on music, your take on life, right? So what's the what's the first track that you want to hear?
So I'm thinking, you know what? Let's hit him with that Feared one real quick. It's a joint that's on my upcoming EP. You know, it's produced by E Nails, and it's just me on that.
All right, so give us a brief intro while I'm bringing this up.
So yeah, you know, the Feared one really just really kind of like a spur of the moment thing. We kind of like had the project almost done for the solo, and E was like, yo, man, I got this beat that I feel like would be perfect for the track, for the the EP. And, you know what I'm saying, if you could get it in, you know what I'm saying, then fit it in. And I honestly, when I heard the beat, man, immediately I was just like, yo, this is some ill, like I had the craziest primo vibe, man. And so I felt like I needed to do like an introduction track to that. Like, I had to really spit and go in. So, you know, the energy I put in that track, man, I felt like that's a good like introduction track for me.
Word, man. I'm looking forward to hearing this, definitely. So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
We got the Feared one by Hanzo Bladez. Herm Radio, let's go.
Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. I need no introduction. Just put me in the booth and watch me murder the production. I beat the brakes out of a beat, give it a concussion. Smack the microphone so hard it don't need facial reconstruction. Hit the chorus with a right hook just for the interruption. I'm always making trouble with the bass and the percussion. Proceed to raise the bar, commence the alcohol consumption. Cause my flow's an alcoholic with the bladder of a Russian. When I'm hungry, eat a rapper like a platter at a luncheon. Then I'll shit on everybody, put a party at the function. My verse will always be the trending topic of discussion. I'm like Johnny plays on stage with spontaneous combustion. Lyrical phenomenon after an alien abduction. MVP on any track, stats for Hall of Fame induction. But now the game is whack, in fact it's headed for destruction. So we need to take it back before there's any more obstruction. Word. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez, the clairvoyant. Hey yo, the super villain, cool and chillin' in the smoothest linen. A crew of millions spewing venom, that's the true religion. My crew is 6, I tell you Buddha prep the soup and chicken. My hooligans up in the coop trying to scoop some pigeons. The stew we mixing is so hot that it blew through the kitchen. Yo, who you kidding? You're a fiend with a tooth that's missing. I rep the team that gets the cream and then use the vision fluently, abusing diction. Hanzo plays the blues and spitting. I don't do superstition, but you fool need superstition. Cue the picture, not in the mood to listen and lose predictions. Prove my position from ghettos out to the schools in prison. I've been stupid with this since your mama's looping new edition. I've been trends, look, I don't follow any fools hand waving, that's a crucifixion. Hanzo Bladez the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez the clairvoyant. Hanzo Bladez the clairvoyant.
Yeah, man, that was a hell of an introduction, Hanzo, man. Yo, I like that joint a lot, man. So, yo, you was on the beat too? You made that beat?
So nah, that joint right there. Oh, hold on, my bad. So yeah, that joint right there was actually produced by E. So that's a joint that was kind of like a last minute track that was put on the EP. It really was the last track put on the EP. And like I said, man, E produced it. He was like, yo, he hit me up one day, was like, yo, man, you gotta hear this joint that I made. He sent me a little video clip of the beat, and I was just like, yo, send that ASAP. You know what I mean? Like I want to write to it ASAP so that way I could put it on the EP, because I felt like it would fit perfect, and you know, I felt like I could definitely do something to it that would make at least my shit stand out a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And as well as incorporate, you know, really it's a Grimewav joint if you really think about it, because, you know, it's E produced the joint and he mixed and mastered it, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm spitting on it.
All right, word. So when you say E, for the people that don't know, you're talking about E Nels, right?
Talk about E Nails, man. My bad, yeah. So, you know, I call him E, man, because, you know, this is that's the homie. But yeah, I talk about E Nails, man. E Nails, you know, for Mastermind.
And then you talk about Grimewav. So, I mean, I think most people do know, but for those who don't know about the wave, Grimewav, you know what I'm saying? That first track we heard, that was Mo Ruckus, one member of Grimewav, the track that we opened the show with. We sitting there with Hanzo Bladez, another member of Grimewav. And then on the production, the track that we just heard, that was produced by E Nels, who was also a rapper.
Yeah.
And so tell us, if you don't mind, man, who is Hanzo Bladez and what is Grimewav?
I bet. So Hanzo Bladez obviously is just, you know, is an MC first and foremost, man, and a producer. You know, I started, you know, doing this hip hop thing. Honestly, man, I started off just as a listener, as a fan, you know, like everybody else. And you know, when I first heard, you know, cats like, you know, Slick and, like I said, Cool G and, you know, Cat KRS and all these cats like that, man, I really really fell in love with the lyricism of the art of rhyme, you know. So started writing from there. And this is, you know, I'm an OG, man. I'm kind of old cat, man. I'm not gonna expose the age, but I'm a little old, man. I've been around. But you know, I've been doing it for a minute, you know. So, you know, I went by moniker Knowledge, man, because that's what my homies used to call me.
Went by the name Knowledge?
Yeah, that was my first, like, my first rap name was Knowledge, man. And, you know, that was my first joint. It was actually given to me by a good friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? You know, we lost touch, but, yo, it was given to me by a good friend of mine. And then I kind of try to evolve it into my rhymes, like my rhyme scheme as far as what I was talking about back then. I was a real conscious rapper back then, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, listening to a lot of like Dead Prayers and Immortal Technique.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So like that was my shit back then, you know, Killer Priest and shit like that. So, you know, Knowledge kind of fit the thing for me, and so, but then, you know, you had Kids at the Hall with Knowledge, and you had a couple other cats that had Knowledge, and so I was like, that's really not for me anymore. And then, you know, I wasn't really doing the hip hop thing serious, you know. It was just like, it was more of a hobby back then, if anything. But we did do the group thing. We did do the group thing where we did take it serious for a stint, and we was like really going ham. You know, I was involved in a crew called the Livest and shit like that. So that's the beginning of, like, you know, before Hanzo Bladez, really. That's like, you know what I'm saying, that's just me as a, you know what I'm saying, as an MC, you know. And then I moved out of New York, you know what I mean, I moved upstate New York. Moved out of the city, moved upstate New York, you know what I'm saying, for personal reasons, and, you know, also to just, you know, better my life and shit. You know, I did the school thing with my wife, man, got, you know, married, kids and all that, you know. So time goes, man, I'm just, really, missing music. So what I do, man, I just really just get into production because I always wanted to like, I used to listen to a lot of J Arms instrumentals and shit like that, to get into just to continue to write, because I didn't really have a producer or anything like that. So I would just, get instrumentals and write to those. But then I said, hell with it, man. I want to start making my own beats because I want to just, produce to my style and just make beats that I know I like. And so I got into production, you know what I'm saying? And then with that being said, time went by, and I started, I changed my name from Knowledge to like Vader, and I don't know what really, the whole Vader thing. I can't really explain that too much other than my love for Star Wars. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, it was a dark character. At the time, I ain't gonna front, I was doing some trap beats, you know what I'm saying? Because, I was dibbling dabbling with Fruity Loops, and I felt like it was real easy to make trap sounds on Fruity Loops.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I was doing that for a little bit, and but I was really, I was like, I don't spit to trap beats, so I started, sampling, started getting into sampling, and that's when it just took off from there. And Hanzo Bladez came about when I was just like, I really started taking the writing shit serious, you know what I mean? And I was like, if I'm gonna do it seriously, Vader's not gonna be my rap name, you know what I mean? So I had to really come up with something that's gonna fit me, and my love for Japanese culture, for just Bushido and samurai art and all that, like my love for that, really. And then Kill Bill being one of my favorite movies of all time, I felt like Hanzo. I wasn't gonna take Hattori Hanzo, you know what I mean? Because Hanzo Bladez, that's where it really comes from. Hanzo Bladez, Hanzo is Hattori Hanzo, who's famous samurai, you know what I'm saying, from way back in days in Japanese, Japan and whatnot. And so I wasn't gonna take Hattori Hanzo, so I like, all right, let me break it down. I mean, I'll take Hanzo, and you know what I mean. I love swords. Swords is I have a few swords myself, and I figure, Blaze is dope, so I'm like.
You might need them joints nowadays, man.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really like, I didn't like do the whole, it's not like I went on a Wu-Tang generator. I was like, yo, Hanzo Bladez, like, what I'm saying? I put a little bit of thought into it. It really came about with the logo, what I'm saying, the baby with the sword, you know what I mean? So that's just, I put that all together, and I fell in love with it so much that I kind of embodied it now, so that's just me now.
Yo, let me ask you this, man. Hanzo, I was watching an anime recently, man. I don't remember what it was, and there's a Hanzo, like it was some ill character, and then it was like, I realized his name was Hanzo, and I was like, is that where he got his name from? I can't remember what it was.
I'm sure there's a lot of Hanzos. Yeah. As far as, I mean, there's even the I know there's even a game, like a ninja game, where I think the character's name is Hanzo or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I mainly got
Hanzo. It's Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Is that his real name?
Yeah, they just did the movie. They did it's an ill movie for the new Scorpion. It's a cartoon. It's called Scorpion's Revenge. Yo, it's crazy because it's done by Warner Brothers, but it's like people's getting their spines ripped out like crazy stuff.
Is it a cartoon though?
It's a cartoon, yep.
Oh, I gotta peep that then. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Man. It's excellent. But his name is Hanzo. So I was
his name is Hanzo.
Scorpion's name is Hanzo in there.
Yeah, no, I haven't peeped that, so I definitely didn't get it from that. It's just really, man. Hattori Hanzo really was the inspiration for the name, and kind of just paying homage to Japanese culture and just my love for it, man. I would, I've always been a huge fan of martial arts, and I mean, shit, I was practically named after Bruce Lee and shit. My middle name is Lee.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
We all wanted to be a Lee at one point, man.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, I get to be a Lee, man. And I'm also, and for those that don't know as well, what I'm saying, I'm also a little bit of Chinese. So it's just kind of like my grandfather was Chinese, he's from China and shit, man. So the whole Asian culture just kind of just flowed through. I just fell in love with it ever since I was a kid. I mean, Karate Kid and all that shit. That was just my thing. And then I even did martial arts. I did Tai Chi for like 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one. Yeah, man. It was a beautiful thing, man. Honestly, it was life. That experience was life changing, man. That really, that changed me dramatically. You know what I mean? Like it turned me around. Like meeting my Sifu at the time and the dude that he was, and he kind of like really inspired me. He inspired me to really to want more, and then what I was really just going for. You know what I mean? So because he had went through similar situations. We relate on he was an older person, obviously, but we had similar backgrounds. So he took to me in a sense like almost like a brother. So what I mean? I wasn't just a student. So man, he was teaching me a lot of life lessons that were very valuable, man. And at the same time, man, he was showing me self-defense. And we even did like competitions and shit like that, and it was dope. It was a dope experience, man. Coming from a little kid, coming from Brooklyn in the hood and shit, to doing shit like that. It was dope.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great discipline, man. And ain't
it really is.
Tai Chi and Qigong, right? Isn't that about like moving the energies like throughout your body? Like they say, like there's rivers in the body of energy, right? And getting all that stuff flowing correctly.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much you're just using the other person's energy against themselves. Really, you're not really using. It's just fluidity, really. It's just a fluid. You just try to create like one motion. Like let's say if you had like 10 combos, you try to do those 10 combos in one fluid motion. You know what I mean? Kind of in a way.
I got you.
Like that's what the whole Tai Chi form kind of is. I haven't done it in so long, man. I'm so out of touch with martial arts, man. But my love for it is still there always, and I'll never forget that part of my past.
Word. Yo, let's get into some more joints. I want to ask you more about Hanzo Bladez, Grimewav, and a lot more. But let's go ahead and get into some more music, man. So, what you want to hear next?
So I feel like being an introduction for Grimewav, man. One of the first joints that we did collectively, and this is actually a joint that we're all on together. I feel like well, besides Nox, yeah, we all on this joint actually. So yeah, Wave Guards good. Yeah.
Wave Guards, all right, word. Let's get right into it. So we got Grimewav with Wave Guards. This is like all the members of Grimewav on one track. That's dope. All right.
Yeah.
Waiting for it to load up right now. So tell us a little bit. Was everybody in the studio together for this?
Nah, actually, not really, man. It was like mostly, me and Ruck. Me and Ruck did a lot of work together. Nox as well. E came by a little every now and then, but mostly for the tour. Like I didn't really meet E, E Nels until the tour. But we already did a few tracks before this, so we would, send them out. We would send stems out to him, and then he'd do his thing from there.
That's pretty dope, though.
Yeah, but we make it. We make it work, and honestly, sometimes when you got to get stuff done, you just got to get stuff done. Even, if you can't, if you can't be in the same space, that's fine, man. Just, we still make the music happen. If we got a, collective idea and it works, it works.
I'm waiting for this joint to open right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, we getting right into it. Grimewav with Wave Guys. Shout out Parker Vibe for featuring this joint, by the way.
Word, yeah. Shout out Packer, man, for real.
Exterminate all you cockroaches that perpetrate. Immerse your face in a pot that's loaded with turd and waste. Flirt with fate on a date with death, yeah, you heard it straight. The devil's working late just to increase the murder rate. Serpents search away as they sneak it and circulate. Waiting for the perfect day to leave you in the dirt to lay. While you go to church to pray, some killers let the burners spray. The sermons that pervert your faith claim your soul with a purchase date. It's like a Holocaust, the Glocks they draw was German made. Somehow they got the balls while getting topped off by a Persian maid. When it comes to grime, don't waste your time trying to surf the wave. The power of a mind is so sublime it makes them turn away. These dope cuts leave your nose shut, nostrils can hurt for days. More rucks will get you smoked up. Hanzo prefers the blaze. Roll up as guards load trucks with all the workers pay. Yo, hold up, this is a hold up. You wanna earn a grave? Yeah, you getting blessed by the wave guards. Looking fresh as fuck, shining like a paint job. Truly skilled with the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged. Yeah, you getting blessed by the wave guards. Looking fresh as fuck, shining like a paint job. Truly skilled with the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged.
Undeniable hunger inside and burn like the fire and thunder. I am the hunter, the savage survivor. It's hard to die of his tundra. Over lions, my guys is the iron dog. Cause they ain't fly with the rhyme. And if they rely on uppers, I get 1,000 times to suffer. Before I die, sucker, crime, wave, maggot, disrespect your mother. Then I bless your lover. Got obsessive hunger from the days when the compass was really filled with nothing. Being broke, that made me feel disgusting. It's me with the small talk, I prefer the real discussion. Rhyming rhymes to the ill percussion, to give concussions. I lay with lusts, y'all pray to lay with, don't play with ruckus. Displayed in my gums is to fillet y'all fuckers. Grind wave, we will invade the function. We ate the lunch, we came to grub the lux. Beat the fatal flux, we spit the flavor, getting major love.
Yeah, you getting blessed by the wave guards. Looking fresh as fuck, shining like a paint job. Truly skilled with the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged. Yeah, you getting blessed by the wave guards. Looking fresh as fuck, shining like a paint job. Truly skilled with the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged.
To the grimiest. Sacrificial, my rap's a pistol, glass and tissue, blood and guts match the issue. You ain't laughing issue. For the record, every record that I rap's official. I bless the mic with a visual, visualize my potential. At full force, life takes its course, I take the torch. There's no stopping till my pops in that drop top Porsche. My mind is racing, blind to the hatred, my observation. They think they tripping, if they slipping, I'm carving they facing. I'm with the army, we go chase it. Climb from the basement, mine for the taking. If they lying the grave. And the wave is just crazy, I ain't playing, the homies will spray shit. Mercedes basic like a spaceship, the money's persuasive. Ask around, we hold it down till it's our time to bounce. The grimiest, we spit profound with the sake of sound. Truly blessed to the best, the goons got the crown. The wave runs shit from outer space to underground.
Yeah, you getting blessed by the wave guards. Looking fresh as fuck, shining like a paint job. Truly skilled with the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged. Yeah, you getting
Word. Getting blessed by the wave guys, man. I like that joint, man.
Blessed by the wave guards.
Oh yeah, just cut out for a second. Hold on. Last quote.
With the Louisville like I'm Wade Boggs. Blow away your brains in the bathroom and now your drains clogged.
Yeah, Hanzo, man. I messed with that joint, bro. Everybody did their thing, man. Yo, Hanzo, you there? Alright. Oh, shit. Yeah, we lost Hanzo for a second, so I'm going to go ahead and get into another joint while I get Hanzo back. Give me a second. How y'all feeling, man? How's everybody doing, man? We got some dope music so far, bro. Definitely some dope joints. We're going to hit y'all off with an instrumental while we waiting for reconnect. Gonna hit y'all with this joint right here. Matter of fact, let's hit y'all with this joint by Pip Nice real quick,
man. A beast on these beats. Heartbreaker on the track.
I fell in love with the street, now I'm a part of the block. I started hustling weed, ended up hustling rock. Thinking that it would be sweet, till I realized that it's not. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street. I fell in love with the street, now I'm in love with it all. The strip, the chicks, the whips, the cribs, now I'm in love with it all. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street. Smoke, then I'm brushing my teeth, then I be hitting the block. Cause everything you see me with, I had to hustle for that. they rapping. They should get murdered for that. Then saying their music be clapping. They should get murdered for that. I guess my mother didn't like the man I was becoming, but I love sports. She should've took me to the park or something, instead of telling me that I would never amount to nothing. Cause now I ain't leaving the block without a stock or something. I fell in love with the street. Trust me, the pain wasn't cheap. Weeks without seeing my babies, just to have something to eat. Still I ain't getting no sleep. I guess I will sleep when I die. I don't do this shit to be extra, I'm doing this shit to survive. Some people will never be grateful, some others will never regret. My brother, you gotta be careful with those who you let in your set. Some haters will always be hateful, they'll even be wishing you death. My brother, you gotta be careful with those who you let in your set. I fell in love with the street, now I'm a part of the block. I started hustling weed, ended up hustling rock. Thinking that it would be sweet, till I realized that it's not. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street. I'm hoping I come to my senses, I'm fooling you, that was a joke. No niggas who pay for their college, came out of it just to be broke. And saying don't follow your dreams, just saying life's hard to predict. Cause once you involved with the devil, his demons will never forget. PH, I used to love the projects, almost got it tatted, till I realized niggas is phony like that nigga Magic. Some stories end in tragic, some of them end in triumph. The streets, kids, please promise that you'll never triumph. Cause I fell in love with the street, and love from my head to my feet. No niggas is rotting in jail, some others is rotting in the street. Still I ain't getting no sleep, I guess I will sleep when I die. I don't do this shit to be extra, I'm doing this shit to survive. I fell in love quick, now my life is full of trouble. I fell in love quick, now my life is full of trouble. I fell in love quick, now my life is full of trouble. Get your kids away from here, that's if you really love them. Some people will never be grateful, some others will never regret. My brother, you gotta be careful with those who you let in your set. Some haters will always be hateful, they'll even be wishing you death. My brother, you gotta be careful with those who you let in your set. I fell in love with the street, now I'm a part of the block. I started hustling weed, ended up hustling rock. Thinking that it would be sweet, till I realized that it's not. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street. Now I'm in love with it all. The strip, the chicks, the whips, the cribs. Now I'm in love with it all. I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street, I fell in love with the street.
All right, there we go.
Yo,
Technical difficulties is through.
Yo, 1,001 apologies, man, for like
Oh no, it's all
technical
good, man.
issues that we just had, man. Yo, yeah, I
No,
don't
it's
know.
all good,
I
bro.
lost, yeah, we lost each other, man, at some point, and then
Yeah.
I was just trying to get you back on the phone, and like my whole thing was just
Yeah.
lagging. It would not work, bro. So I was
Nah,
just
it's
trying
all
to-
good, man.
I'm
No,
over here
I
sweating.
I was trying to ring you, and I think maybe you was trying to ring me, and so I
Yeah.
was like, just call me, man. And then, but the thing is, when you called, I answered, and then the window opened, but nothing happened. It was just like a blank screen, and then it was like telling me to redial.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
I got the same thing.
that was weird. So I'm like, yo, let me just shut this down and refresh, and then I have you call me back. And that's what I did, and so it worked. All right, cool.
Alright, so I just gotta reopen that email, man. So where were we at? We talking about Grimewav. We just had finished listening to. We have finished listening to that last joint, right?
Yeah, Wave Guards, man. So actually, and pardon me for being a little incorrect on that, on the lineup on that. That's actually just me, Ruck, and E-Nails on that. You know what I'm saying? Not the joint that's all that includes all of us is called Bloody Palms. You know what I mean? That joint right there has all of us on it. But yeah, Wave Guards is really like that was the first joint that we really like sat down like collectively like, and that was and then also the first joint that I had produced, for Grimewav, so me and Ruck worked on the track as far as like the hook, and we pieced it together, and then we reached out obviously to E-Nails, so put down a verse and mix and master it. So uh, that's the first, pretty much the first piece that we put together. And then after that, and it was like a back-to-back thing on as far as like tracks that we had cut. We did Bloody Palms, we did Body Snatches, we did, so many tracks. And these are songs that we had did for the set for the tour. So we was getting a lot of these tracks because we were already in discussion about the tour. So we was getting a lot of these tracks ready and stuff like that. And yeah, man, Wave Guards I felt like was really a soulful joint. It was something that I felt like, with the hook, that it was just real catchy, kind of little play on words. I mean, I know people might even question like, yo, who the hell is Wade Boggs? But it's just baseball reference. Like, just do your do
Yeah,
your
I heard
Google.
that name before, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like
Stands out.
yeah, it's I felt like just trying to be as original as we can with what we doing with this music, man. Just trying to be true to ourselves.
So yo, let me ask you this, man. Like Grimewav, every time I think of Grimewav, everything I see you guys do, it's like a whole movement. You know what I mean? Like there's an aesthetic quality to it. It's like y'all really seem like you've been doing this thing for years and stuff like that, man. Like, what is the brand Grimewav, and what is the whole the philosophy behind Grimewav, man?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm gonna speak from my perspective. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I can tell you that, you know, what we all agree upon is that, man, Grimewav, you hit it right on the spot, man. It's a movement. It really is. Man. We're trying to really not just be a group, man. We're trying to, you know, really. That's why we affiliate ourselves with a lot of dope other artists, and we try to collab and work with as many people as possible, because at the end of the day, you know, it's all, you know, obviously it's all cross promotion, but it's also you're building relationships. You know, you're building, you know, these musical connections and these relationships with people that, like I said, can turn out to really be, you know, really be good friends in the long run. And you know, I like relationships. I like actually doing music like that, because, you know, yeah, we all trying to get paid, man. But, you know, I like building organically and naturally. You know, you make some dope music like that. You know what I mean? Like, you really can make some dope music like that, and you take your time with it, and you don't really force it. And, you know, you know, it's all about timing, and you sit back and you plan things out. And it doesn't always have to be conceptual. You can bar out on a track, but you still want to kind of plan that out. You don't want to just throw something together, and, you know what I mean? Like, so for the most part, man, yeah, Grimewav is definitely a movement, man. And what we really stand for, man, is, yo, we as far as my perspective, man, I feel like Grimewav stands for, yo, that true essence of hip hop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we, you know, like, you know, as far as for me too, man, like I've been doing this hip hop shit I've been, you know, part of hip hop for a long time. You know, I've been a listener for forever, man. And, you know, I'm just humbled to even be a part of it, to even have a slight to have a slight gift to be able to be a part of it, you know. So for me, I just want to be able to, and then also, you know, with my work ethic and everybody else's that's in the team, man, that's just, you know, this is the nature of the beast, man. This is what happens, you know. It's just that certain formula, you know what I mean? It's a lot of cats are doing that now, you know. It's just, you know, there's a lot of cats in the game that are following that specific formula, and it's just.
But y'all do it well though, man.
But it's a true to yourself kind of formula. It's a true to hip hop kind of formula. You don't really stray to that too much, and, you know, it's not. I'm not saying that it's not good to not stray from that. You want to be original as much as possible and authentic to yourself and your sound. And if it requires you to think outside the box, so be it. You know what I mean? But we, like I said, man, we're really true to the golden era movement of hip hop, man. Like, we really love, you know, the 90s hip hop, the 2000 hip hop, you know what I'm saying? The real hip hop that, you know, the Sean P's and all that stuff. Like, that's what we're really about, man.
But y'all bring it together into like something that can really stand with the music of today, you know what I mean? Like, some people
I mean, you know, well, the thing is this, I think it has a lot to do with the youth that's in the group too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I'm kind of like a older cat, you know, and but, you know, it's like Ruck is an old soul, man. You know what I mean? And but he's a young dude, you know, and so, you know, he's like I said, he's a smart individual, you know, especially when it comes to his music stuff. And you know, Nels and Knox is the same too, so that's why we all work well together, you know. But I think that they bring that youth to it, that little bit of modernization to it, man, as far as the music goes. You know, that extra little flavor of, you know, spitting and just, you know, keeping up to date with stuff, you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, talking about stuff that, you know, is relatable. You know, me on top, you know, I try to do a little bit of both. You know, since I'm an old head, I try to be a little bit nostalgic and bring up things a little bit, you know, like something that maybe a 30s or 40-year-old head would know about, rather than, you know, but even young heads would know about, you know, because that's the thing, that's the beauty of hip hop. That is, you know what I'm saying, especially if you're a real student of the hip hop game, man, you're gonna study the old stuff, you know what I'm saying, so you're gonna hear and know about it regardless.
Word, man. And I want to ask you more about your take on hip hop and all of that. I got a lot of questions, but let's go ahead. Let's get into some more music. We've been keeping them waiting for a while with that whole
facts.
I want them to keep on hearing this Hanzo Bladez music. Keep on figuring out what you're about. You know what I'm saying? This Grimewav movement.
Yeah, so you know, I was, so yeah, the next track I was really thinking about, being that I actually mentioned it earlier, and really it's the track that all of us is on, you know, man. Let's get with you know what I'm saying, Bloody Palms, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Bloody Palms is a dope one. It's a dope track to rock with right there.
Bloody Palms.
I think, and that's on the yeah, that's on the, you can find that on the Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. All right, word. That's grimewave.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
All right, and while I'm bringing that up, tell us more about Bloody Palms.
So, you know, memory serves me correct, and part of me, like I said, man, I you know, we did a lot of music, man. We cut so many tracks that honestly, man, it's just like so much shit that, you know, the time and when it feels like it feels like we did like 3 years worth of work. I'm not gonna lie, man. It feels like I know Ruck for years. I feel like I know Ian Knox for years, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Bloody Palms again was like something kind of like Waveguards. You know, it was just a track that you know, I had produced a beat. Like, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, I was getting to a point where I was just producing beats, right? You know what I'm saying? And I was just sending them out, you know, to just Ruck and emails and Knox, and just having them hearing them, just like, yo, you would just, you know, cut tracks of them, and next thing you know, they turn out to be what they are, you know. But for the most part, I got to give a lot of the credit to, you know, emails for, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the mixing and mastering and things like that, you know what I'm saying. I think that yeah, man, you know, when it comes to certain tracks like that, and of course, you know, we did a lot of work, you know what I'm saying, with Evil Genius, man. Evil Genius definitely,
Word,
you know,
Evil Genius, man.
Yeah, shout out to Evil Genius. He's done a lot. Facts, man, and his engineering is just as good as well.
Oh, word.
So yeah, so you know, and I linked up with him through Ruck, obviously, you know, and so we've done a lot of work with him. I've worked with Neff. Shout out to Neff. You know, he mixed and mastered the John Wick joint off the Novum album. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, majority of our stuff has been mixed by Evil Genius and E-Nails, and they're the ones that are really behind that specific. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it boils down to: the production and the you know, and the mastering and shit, man. You know.
For sure, man. For sure. So let's get right into it, man. We got Bloody Palms, Grimewav joint produced by Hanzo Bladez. Let's get right into it. Herm Radio.
Bet.
It's Grimewav, son. Nah, man. Get the fucking body bags. Stuff them in the trunk.
Grimewav.
Y'all must be out your mind like my druggy mom. To think that I won't poke you up until I got the bloody palms. It's Grimewav, we after the money guard. The planet B posted somewhere sunny with a slutty blonde. Off the vibes of the grind, bigger than the Cuddies on. If I don't know you, don't approach me, nah. We ain't buddy, dog. Run along with all of the frauds of the like to fear calm. I leave them bleeding calmly. I'm no guest in hip-hop, nah. More akin to an invading army. You're a pagan horde, a fake grenades and lords about to get village to pillage your shit. You take with force, swing the war, hammer that'll break your jaw. Yup, we came soaring carcass. Can't remove the stain, scrape his brain off the carpet. Spit the flake in your face so raw that it make you vomit. Leader of the cold, make you join the cold for the harvest. My stomach's leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't want the money, honey, then yo, your sonny gone. You won't think shit is funny with the motherfucking guns are drawn. And now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms. And y'all, my scummies leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't want the money, honey, then yo, your son is gone. I bet you won't think she's funny when the motherfucking guns are drawn. Now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms.
The flow is so official, haters trying to blow the whistle. Your holster pistols ain't no match for my shoulder missiles. Explode your bone tissue, blow up every soldier with you. I got that dope to fix you, wake you up like Folgers crystals. I'm known to cripple, it's simple how I expose the fickle. My poisonous pen extends to let the cobra kiss you. I've seen the reaper in the beamer while he holds a sickle. Don't let the devils trick you, kick you way below the pickle. A lot of people change with dope, but then they load the fiscal. How you tell us dropping downs but can't hand load a nickel. I'm going straight into my bag so I can hold the fistful. Strictly business, fuck a ditsy business, slow and simple. The puppet master, half you bastards are like Elmo sickles. I smack you faster than the catcher of a cell phone signal. You think you humorous, do stupid shit like Kelso with you. You wanna shoot the fist, get ludicrous, and elbows hit you.
My scummies leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't run the money, honey, then yo, your sonny gone. You won't think shit is funny when the motherfucking guns are drawn. And now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms. And yo, my scummies leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't run the money, honey, then yo, your son is gone. I bet you won't think shit's funny when the motherfucking guns are drawn. Now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms.
I'm working hard cause I'm trying to buy a Porsche off the lot. These grams made me a lot. Gave him a .8 with a .3 and nines. Charge these feeds $1.20 for a gram and a dot. And trust me, they coming back, yeah, they copping a lot. Want a Honda coupe for the chickens and the Benz for the dots. They won't know I'm a sniper till I'm shooting my shot. For now I'm patiently waiting, aiming my cheek on the stock. But hold up, yo, I had to let it slide. Click 5 switch, we slide quick to your mom's crib. With the 9 clips we ride it. Master, we condone violence, you wildin'. Begging for peace, you better keep one beside you. Cause every king is ending war with armies behind it. Grimewav, guerrilla insurgents, our tactics higher. Go to war for all blood on our boots, we all wired. Death before dishonor, no death before ceasefire.
My scummies leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't run the money, honey, then yo, your sonny gone. You won't think shit is funny when the motherfucking guns are drawn. And now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms. And yo, my scummies leave your body on the muddy lawn. If you don't run the money, honey, then yo, your son is gone. I bet you won't think shit's funny when the motherfucking guns are drawn. Now I'm on the brink running around with these bloody palms.
I stab your face with a jagged edge. Just another rapper dead, partying back in the Benz. Blacking out, sniffing perks, back into a fence. Ran over some bitch, now I have to rewrite my amends. Smoking on some dust with a spiritual cleanse. Dog, I lost my fucking mind, I've been killing it since. I got an appetite to slash and strike a mask and knife. I trash his life the way that I'm murdering rappers don't think there's the afterlife. My bars heavy, the dogs ready, I'll call everyone. Rapper up, get stuck up with machetes. Take it personal, my work is surgical. Slice you vertical, he dripping blood in my new convertible. The kid's a menace, catch your body and duck the sentence. Knife stuck in his appendix, he'll need a medic, that's a fact. Bloody palms all over the strap, watch your back. Night of the living dead when we attack, that's a rap.
Yeah, that joint was grimy, man. Y'all lived up to the name on that one.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, Bloody Palms, you know. So that joint, like I said, man, it was just, you know, it was a track, me, Ruck, and E, Nails, and Knox. We just, you know, we collectively, you know, put all our effort into it, you know what I'm saying? The hook, again, I think was me and Ruck kind of worked on it, you know what I'm saying? And we put the hook to, you know, put the hook together. And then yeah, that was just a joint that we kind of decided that we wanted to do for the tour. Also, like that was kind of like our first kind of like, you know, collective grimy joint, you know what I mean? And as well as produced by me, you know. So it was a dope track. It was definitely it was a track that I really, you know, besides Wave Gods, as far as, you know, Bloody Palms, and I mean, I love all our shit, but you know what I'm saying, that's the thing, you gotta be a fan of your shit, like, you know, you gotta be a fan of your music. If you're not a fan of it, I feel like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Nah, we talked about like a movie, we talked about like a whole aesthetic to it, right?
Yeah.
And, like, you really, so you was on that beat, man, so you had like them old movie samples or something like that, kind of just like ringing in the background, kind of setting that tone, and then some of them low guttural like drums and sounds, you know what I mean? It really set the tone, and then everybody kind of come to hard rapping off that. I myself I love a good murder rap, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every part of the conscious is necessary, you know what I mean? If you use it in the right way. But like, yo, I really was vibing to that joint. That's got a whole theme, a whole E-Nels. I gotta shout out E-Nels, man, because E-Nels killed that joint. And my fault is Knox, right? Knox,
Knox.
Yeah, both of them went in, man.
So yeah, it's Knox, but he goes by he also goes by Alex Guy, just to put that out there. So you want to check his music and stuff like that, man. He's
Alex
also
what?
Is Alex Guy.
Alex Scott. All right, word. Yeah, shout out him,
Yeah,
man. He did his thing.
yeah, definitely, man. And yeah, man, E-Nels, I think E-Nels anchored it very well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think we all, again, man, I think we all complement each other very well on the track, and that's why I get excited when we do, projects together. You know what I'm saying, and are able to cut tracks together. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, that was a definitely, when we performed that. We performed that joint in Brooklyn on a tour, like the first show, man, and that song and Wave Guards. When we performed those two songs, I felt like that was like the most energetic, you know what I'm saying, like it was really dope, man. So that's why I'm really fond of that particular track.
So y'all have been touring, man. I know y'all are affiliated with Ren Thomas, who's another dope rapper, right? And y'all
Ren, yeah, big shout to Ren.
Tell us more about what y'all been up to, what y'all been doing and stuff like that. Each member of the group, and like what y'all got coming for the rest of the 220, assuming this COVID stuff calms down eventually.
So yeah, man. I mean, we do have a potential tour. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, if everything works out, I don't want to give too much detail because the promoter himself hasn't put it out there, but. There is a potential tour. It would be the 4-day tour in the East Coast. Dates aren't really set yet, obviously, because everything's on. Everything's on hold, man. So, but when things start rolling back, man, we're definitely, we want to get back out there. I feel like that's where we thrive, and that's where every artist should thrive is, go out there, do shows, man, get yourself, in front of the people, let the people hear you first, face to face, man, like right there.
Absolutely, so important.
Yeah, it's very important, man. Very important to connect with the fans on that level, I feel that's vital. So yeah, we got that lined up. Like I said, I got the solo project coming up on the 20th. Once what comes out, we are definitely going to be working heavy, like overtime on projects. Me and him already have been in discussion of a few things. I got a couple of, I could actually talk about one thing that's pretty big. I got a couple of features with Hus Kingpin. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be working on a couple of my productions. I don't really know as far as the project that he's going to be putting that out on or any specific details on that yet, but that's in the works. I got some other crazy news too, but you know what I'm saying. I let that kind of come out to fruition and see what happens with that.
No doubt.
If anything, you know what I'm saying. But if something does happen out of that, that's a big thing. But for the most part, man, we do have a project that I'm currently working on with Lace Swag that's gonna be crazy, just fire, and Knox is gonna be involved in that project as well, obviously. You know what I'm saying, and E-Nels, he's gonna more than likely be involved in projects. So I mean, anything that we kind of do, it always involves mostly all of us. If it's something that I'm doing with Lace, then either his engineer might either mix and master it, or E-Nels might mix and master it, or or if it's something that I'm working on with E-Nels, and obviously he'll mix and master it.
So y'all got a whole team, and basically you can do everything within that team.
Yeah, exactly,
dope,
man.
That's dope. Yeah, how's it important, man? There's a lot of solo artists out there. Would you recommend clicking up with some people if they like-minded like that? Is it you recommend working as a team, a squad in hip hop?
As far as working as a team, I
not
feel
y'all, but others. You know what I mean? Somebody else in their shoes. If you had to speak.
Yeah,
to somebody else.
Honestly, man, it's important. You need a team. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, look, you know what I'm saying, you can be a solo artist, but you're still gonna need a team behind you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a street team to push your music or whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be impossible, especially nowadays, to really do everything by yourself. I'm not saying that it's impossible. Let me take that back. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be very difficult, and you're gonna be funding a lot of the, because it's an investment, so you're gonna be funding a lot of the capital yourself, coming out of pocket for every, majority of things, and it's gonna be pretty stressful and overwhelming, and if you ain't really ready for that kind of task, man, it could be overbearing, and sometimes people are subject to just drop out because it might be too tough. So, but with a strong team behind you, you know what I'm saying, man, anything's really possible, man. And you kind of feed off of that. I feel like you feed off of each other's energy, off of each other's vibe. You know what I'm saying? Brainstorm ideas. If you're kind of like, not that if you're stuck or anything like that, but if you're just like, if you're second guessing something, or if you're doubting an idea, or like, there's times where I'm not really feeling a specific beat, and I was just sending the emails, and he'll be like, "Yo, this shit is fire," and then he'll go ahead and use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just that's what's really dope about really having a team, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for sure, I feel like it's kind of a necessity, man. Saying whether you a solo artist, or whether you want to be involved in a group, in a team, or just have a movement yourself. Yeah, man, you gotta have a squad behind you, and you really want to have real people behind you,
not
that are
just
gonna
anybody.
tell you. Yeah, they gotta be honest with you, man. Like, if your shit's whack, they gotta like kind of be telling you like, yo, man, like, this is not really working. Like, yo, I have homies that be like, my homies that tell me like, yo, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, yo, add something to this, or do something a little to that, or whatever. So, and it's good. You need that, man. Like,
I heard this saying that's like, only keep people around you that challenge you or uplift you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like, they don't have to just uplift you. They might be like, yo, why you even dressed like that right now? Like, you embarrassing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
exactly.
Hurts,
like
why
kind
you
of
dressed
like
that? It's a real question.
Yeah. Like, I mean, kind of puts you a little bit in check in a way. You kind of need that because, as men, man, we kind of, we're just, some of us are like rebellious in our ways, man. And so, having some good people around you will kind of put you in check, man. And not put you in check, but keep you in check. You know what I'm saying? And keep you. And if you have the right people and the good people by your side, man, like, yeah, man, keep you out of trouble and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, might keep you alive too. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like, because it's music, man. It could be either or, man. Like, if you're really going for this 100%, man, and depending on what you're trying to achieve, man, there's always gonna be those that are gonna hate your movement or gonna hate on what you're doing, and so, man, it's just
y'all,
it's just,
man, this is for y'all, man.
For real, man. And I feel like we all just gotta really like, yo, there's enough of this to go around for everybody. Then if you really really love this like that, man, just just keep going, doing what you do, get better at it. If somebody tells you like, yo, man, if they critique your shit and this, they say, yo, man, it's not really up to par, like, don't take it personal. Like, yo, if somebody's being blatant dick about it, then that's different. You know what I mean? But it's like, yo, for the most part, we try to be real honest with it, man, and we try to let people know. But yo, we really fuck with a lot of people, man. There's a lot of great artists out there.
A lot of people mess with y'all, man.
Yeah, for real, man. Likewise, man. And like, especially on Grimo, the Grimo ciphers, man, he dope. And big shout to Ryan Lingo, man. He's doing big things, man. And for real, salute, man, to them, man. They doing.
Nah, that dude, man. He's
yeah, and obviously, man, big shout to Ren Thomas, man. He's the big homie, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt, shout Ren Thomas.
For real, so, yeah, man, like I said, man, we really just, trying to just link up with like-minded individuals who have the same work, and that really, really love doing what they do, man. Just really passionate about it.
Of course.
But at the same time, they doing something dope, doing some dope music, and not just, saying it's doing some whack shit, man.
Yeah,
but,
bro. Y'all come correct with it, man. Y'all come with the bars, the flow, the aesthetics, the beats. Yo, let me ask you though.
Yeah.
I know you got your solo joint coming out, right?
Yeah.
And then we got some exclusive joints off of that.
Yeah, so there's one more joint, you know what I'm saying, that that I sent you off of there that's exclusive. It's a joint that's me and Vuck, man, and that's a real personal track, man. Like you know, that's personal to me in the sense of the context of my verse and the context of Ruck's verse. You know, it's the idea of that track is really, you know, it's just like, you know, man, like, you know, life wasn't really, you know, there wasn't really no manuscript and no manual for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't come with no book telling you how to really, you know, make these kind of moves that you really need to make in order for you to be successful in life. Especially if you don't have a father figure or, you know, specific role models and things like that. So, you know, if you ain't got nobody to look up to, man, you looking at yourself in the mirror, man, you gotta be, you know, you gotta make things happen, and sometimes, you know, you fall down, but you gotta learn how to get back up. And so, you know, this song is really one of those things where, you know, it really details some of the things that we went through, you know, and really, you know, it's just like, yo, this is, yo, you know what I'm saying, this is the environment that we was put into, but, you know, we got out of it, you know what I'm saying, and we good now, and we trying to really, you know, let people know that, you know, no matter what situations y'all, you know, going through, you know what I'm saying, there's always positive and a negative, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
There's always light in the dark, man. There's always light in the dark.
Both sides, not just one, never just one.
Exactly, man, for real.
All right, let's get right into it. So this joint.
So yeah, this joint is called "Bite the Bullet," man. Bite the Bullet.
Bite the Bullet featuring Mo Ruckus. Let's go. Herm Radio.
I think that when there's hopelessness, people revolt. Because it's like there's nothing that's like, you know, it's like we're going, is America gonna help us ever? You know, because I mean, we know for a long time they haven't. Are they ever? And it's like all these things are showing us no. And there's you know, there's somebody goes, no, they're not gonna help you. No, they're not gonna help you. Then of course we see it. No, they're not helping us. All BS aside, it all comes down to we got to survive. I mean, even warriors put their spears down on Sundays. We got to survive here in this country. Because I'm not going back there. We got to survive here. For us to survive here, white folks, black folks, Korean folks, Mexican folks, Puerto Ricans, we got to understand. We got to take
Hey, yo, this life never came with a manual. Ever been locked in a cage like an animal? Felt like your family and friends have abandoned you. Homie dying in your arms, that type of shit'll damage you. Selling dope to mom so she won't cop up the avenue. One of the most fucked up things I ever had to do. Little Puerto Rican nigga quick to put his hands in you. Even ran up in the pig's crib and took the stash in you. When it came to bitches, you can ask them I was Hannibal. Only thought of riches, but it never seemed tangible. Waited on a person who only regretted having you. Crashed on everybody's couch like I was a bandicoot. Always had an attitude, the streets made me flammable. Even the doctor looked and said we can't examine you. But through it all, best believe you know I got gratitude for all of those who show me love in any type of magnitude.
And when I say American, people think I'm talking about Uncle Sam. I mean like actually Uncle Sam with the gray hair and the flag. I mean you. The guy, you, the mechanic, wherever. You. I mean, you need to do something.
Yeah. My life ain't come with a manual. Letting pops down, not a snap of what I plan to do. I plan to feast, eating on your flesh like a cannibal. Calculated most, I eat more, plus mechanical. Fim, I'm not a fan of you. Crazy Irish kid, I'm wild and quick to put the can to you. Older brother shot dead at 22. Yup, that's the type of shit that damage you. It's understandable, but you can understand it. You standing under this animal, man, handle your mandible. Bark the order and then my clan handle you. Plan a move, then execute for some extra loot. Grimewav, nah, we never tested so. Only fucking on the broad if she extra cute. I never lose cause I always learn. A holy fire inside and burns on the yearn eternal. The murder with urge verbal, yeah, we must avert the hurdles.
Yeah, that was another real potent joint, man, by Hanzo Bladez featuring Mo Ruckus, man. I really like that.
Yeah, I appreciate
joint,
that, man. Yeah, I
Everything about
appreciate it,
that.
man.
Another
Yeah.
one. Another one as far as like the beats, the whole vibe, the bars, the delivery. Y'all really like do songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's what we really trying to focus on, man. Like, I mean, yeah, we like to bar out for sure, and I think that you obviously could tell that, but for the most part, I think the way that we try to put the track together, almost in a theatrical sense, you know what I'm saying, like where it almost has like cut scenes and things like if you could almost visualize it in a way, and I feel like the production has to do with that as well, as well as with Enel's mixing, man. He mixed that joint and
Yeah, that
he
sounds
did a
clean.
yeah he did a phenomenal job, man. So that's what I mean. Like once again, man, it's just it, I can't even explain sometimes how this shit comes about. It's just so organic, man. It's just so dope, and I'm really like humbled to just be a part of it. To be honest with
When
you,
y'all
and
put the Park sample on there?
yeah, that was E, man. That
That
was
was E.
Enel's, man. Yeah. I sent them the references. I sent them the track stems, the vocal stems, and he did his magic on that, man, for real.
Yeah, so like, tell me more about that track, man. Because like you said, that was a heartfelt
Yeah.
track. What was the
So
message?
yeah, man. Like I had made had made that beat. Actually, I made a few beats. What I'm saying, and one of them, what I'm saying, I was gonna send that out to Lingo. And I might have sent it out to him, but I was gonna. It was so like Lingo was looking for like Grimo cipher
Yeah,
pieces,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah. That could have been a cipher beat. I could see that. Yep.
Yeah, and so like but like Ruck heard it, was like, yo man, we should work on that, and I felt like we definitely like should have definitely cut something to that. So we pulled that, when we started working on that, and you know honestly, man, like I wrote majority of the verse in my lab. I've already like I had some of that already down. Um, but I just wanted to get really, I wanted to get really personal because I've been barring out a lot with the track, like the previous tracks that I had done with Ruck, and so I really wanted to like really do something where it just kind of like just get let people kind of get to know me on a more personal level, man. You know what I'm saying, instead of just being extremely like lyrical with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Me and Ruck, man, we sat down and I laid down my verse, and man, Ruck sat there like right after I laid my verse down. He was like, yo, he heard it, man. Though the same night, like not even like 2 3 hours later, man, he hit me back up with a reference to the joint. Like he wrote a verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he went based off of my verse and he murked it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he did a phenomenal job. Like he complimented that track extremely well. Like we both like, I felt like that track for me was and for Ruck as well, man. That's why I let him hear it, and he loved it, man. He was like, yeah, definitely, what I'm saying, definitely put it out, So that's why I ended up figuring, let me throw it on the solo joint, because I really wanted, first I wanted something with Ruck, and I really wanted something really really dope. You know what I'm saying, like personal. So um man, yeah, that was I felt like that was it for us, man. And that's just one, because like I said, we got a few more joints that's kind of like, there's another track out there, saying called Winning the Sales, man, and that's real personal joint, real fire. It's not out yet, but we, what I'm saying, something that me and Ruck have worked on, and we'll eventually put it out. So you're hearing it first. But yeah, man, it's a we've gotten personal on tracks where it's like, yo, he's talking some real deep shit, man. So
Yo, so speaking of that, man, like you and Ruck, man, like obviously y'all got chemistry on the mic, and y'all are friends in real life.
yeah,
And y'all, like, it's an amazing combination of energy right there.
yeah,
You
that's
know
the
what I
homie.
mean? Every time y'all making music. So we were talking before we went live, but I don't think we were talking on the show where we really talked
Yeah,
about who is Mo Ruckus, how'd you and Mo Ruckus link. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, what's the answer to those two
So
questions?
so so yeah, I mean, to me, man, Mo is really, man, a really smart, man, cool individual, man. Like, yo, the dude is like mad real with it, man. Like, is there's really nothing phony about the dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing that I highly respect about him, man. And he's a really, really talented individual. And we really like. I guess, what I'm saying, we really linked up, obviously, through Knox. Like, what I'm saying? So, Knox, like I had said, what I'm saying, I mentioned earlier, I think, what I'm saying, Knox, we had linked up at the studio, and this was the first session. It was just me and Knox, which is Alex Scott, right? You know what I'm saying? So we had linked up first. And then the second session, man, Ruck came through the studio that we was at, and man, we we hit it off quickly. He heard some of my production. I ended up spitting for him, man. He was like, "Yo, man, like yo, said we should do some work, and we ended up collaborating on mad tracks after that. Like we was just doing, track after track after track, and I think because of me and him, like we kind of lived closely together. You know what I'm saying? Like he lives like maybe like half an hour away from me, so I was able to get to him, you know what I'm saying, real quick to record. So when I was and plus when I was there, man, we were doing like 2 or 3 tracks, man. We were putting down like 2 or 3 tracks, you know what I'm saying? So every time that we was there, man, we was trying to get work done, and really just brainstorming ideas, really talking hip hop the majority of the time, and that's how really we really got to know each other. And really we through the tour, man, the tour really solidified it even more. I think, when you're on tour, you literally you staying in the same spot with somebody, you know what I mean, and you 24/7 with this person. It's personal at that point. It's almost like a family thing, man. And so I look at them as brothers, man, for real.
Yeah, because a lot of people you don't want to be around for 24 hours. Like me personally, man,
Nah.
I don't want to be around people for like 6 hours. That's like, all right, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. I mean, the tour
so
did
love,
take
man.
a toll. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the tour did definitely take a toll, you know what I mean, on us towards the end of it. And I think it took a toll on pretty much everybody towards the end, man, because you kind of, driving around for hours, man, you know what I mean? And, so, but you do what you got to do, man, and you make it happen, you make it work. And, if you really love this, man, and you really want to, pursue it on a career level, that's what you got to do, you know what I mean? If you got to drive to freaking North Carolina, you got to drive to North Carolina, you know what I mean? So, I think we all understand that, and I think I think that tour was really pivotal for us as a group, as a movement, you know what I'm saying? Because it really showed us what we're capable of what we're capable of, you know what I mean? And just the start of it, because keep in mind we never toured before that, you know what I'm saying? At least not, I haven't toured in ever, you know what I mean? So that was like my first joint ever. And I think that might have been all of our first joints ever, you know what I'm saying? And I think that for the most part, I think we all did well, you know what I'm saying, for not really performing together ever, like, and just limited practice, you know what I'm saying, because we were really focusing on getting the tracks together, you know what I'm saying, and getting the track list and trying to figure all that.
Yo, I want to get your insight or your perspective on something that you're kind of speaking on, but it's kind of a sidestep from what we talking about. But you're talking about y'all went on tour. It wasn't easy, you know what I'm saying? Everything y'all do, man, there's a lot of work. Like that's one thing you didn't really talk about is like I know there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of like we got to get this right. We got to coordinate and all that type of stuff. And it's like y'all said you had to go get in the car or whatever, drive to North Carolina, do this tour, which like you know what I mean, which was big for y'all. I want to ask you this because I talk to a lot of people. I know a lot of people that are like, man, I don't want to get up and drive to New York. I don't even want to get up and drive to Providence, or I don't want to go jump on the train for this opportunity. You know what I mean? A lot of people are held back by that boundary. You know what I'm saying? Like me myself, like I'll get in the car, I'll drive to Atlanta. I'll get in the car, I'll drive to Florida, get on a plane. Yeah. You know what I mean? Zone out. Like time goes by anyway. We watch stuff. It's like, yo, if I gotta spend time traveling. So how important is it to go out and get what you need to get in order to build? Like how important is it to like be able to willing to travel, being able to willing to put that work in? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's you know it's extremely important. I mean, it's just as important as making the music. You know, because you know how else you really gonna how else are you gonna get it out there other than streaming and and all that. I mean, yeah, you could do the streaming thing and all that, but if you really keep in mind, man, I feel like, and this is once again this is our perspective and how we feel about it, and we really feel like, man, if you it's pivotal to perform for people, man. I mean, I think that for the most part, any MC, any artist, even if you like think about it, like the battle leagues, what I'm saying? It's kind of like a performance, you know what I'm saying?
It's really a performance, man.
It's a performance. You building crowds, and you know what I'm saying? That's why it's so popular, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just, people want visuals nowadays, man, you know what I mean? And they want to see things. They want to almost touch things at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's going to become to a point where, it's just gonna be like some holographic shit or something, where it's like, so I think that, yeah, for the most part, that's very important, man. Doing cutting videos, is important. Just as important as being able to do shows and perform and get slots on tours and things like that. And even if you have to pay, you know what I'm saying? Because keep in mind, you're a brand. If you're marketing yourself, you got to invest in yourself.
You got to invest in yourself.
I always say that, man. Man, if you don't invest in yourself, ain't nobody gonna be willing to invest in themselves. I know that myself. I wouldn't invest capital in somebody that ain't gonna invest in themselves. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? So, yes, exactly. So I feel that with that in mind, and plus, we're not trying to ride off nobody, man. So like, we try to support ourselves, and we also appreciate every single body that supports, of course. You know what I'm saying? But we feel like, as a businessman, you got to put into it. You know what I'm saying? And then whatever you get out of it, you get out of it. You know what I'm saying? But this is all just love for the culture, man. And at the same time, if something big happens, we're gonna obviously, you know what I'm saying, make it bigger and spread that love, man, because that's really what it's about,
Nah, man, y'all got the formula, man. I see y'all making it big for certain, bro. Like,
yeah, man. I was like,
yeah, go ahead, my fault.
No, I'm all good. Like, I was gonna say, like, real quick, like, yeah, man, I would love to, get it to a position where I could put, people on, man. Like, so I'm not even knowing myself, but I would love to be in a position to be able to put people on. So I think that, as long as we keep striving for that, and, at the same time, get that respect, man, because, as MCs, that's kind of what we strive for. That's what this whole competitive nature thing is about, man. Just having that respect, as an elite caliber, spitter, you know what I mean? Being respected for your craft. So, having that high quality sound and also having a well structured, sound and lyrical content and all that, man. Just putting that all into one pot, man, and boiling it up, man, and just feeding it to the people, man. That's really what it's about.
Word,
that's
man.
what about, man.
Well said, bro. All right, so let's get into a little bit more music, man. What do you want to hear next?
Man, bet, let's get it. So I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into a joint that I feel is a real dope track, man. There's actually a video out, man. For it's a track with me and E Nails. You know what I'm saying? It's called 40 Ounce, man. I think that shit is fire, man. It's real dope.
I'm loading that one up right now. So y'all actually got together and shot the video for this.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, man. E Nails came through one weekend, man, and he pulled up, and he just surprised the hell out of me with this camcorder. He was like, "Yo, I got this joint. Let's just test the joint out." And so we literally went, you know what I'm saying, to a location where I was at, and we shot the video right there on the spot. Like, yo, we did, it was just like on the spot kind of joint, you know what I'm saying? And E kind of, he did his magic touch with the video stuff, you know what I mean? And I felt like it came out pretty dope, man. I think that for the most part, for the track that it is, the kind of sound it is, I felt like, have that kind of just like raw, organic, just go with it, you know what I'm saying? Kind of visual. Yeah, I felt like that was pretty dope, you know what I'm saying?
Word, man. Who edited this joint?
So yeah, man, that's all again, man. All E-Nails, man.
That's all
Credit to E-Nails.
All right, word. So E-Nails is obviously a person that he does a lot, man. So y'all definitely gotta hit him up for the mixing, the engineering, all that type of stuff.
Hit him up, man. Mastermind. He's you know, yeah, Innoverse. Like the guy is a beast, man. You know what I'm saying? The guy.
Shout out E-Nails. We're gonna have him on here soon enough, man.
Facts, man. Facts.
Yeah, man. All you guys, man. You go in, bro. All right, so let's get right into it, man. E-Nails and Hanzo Bladez, 40 ounce. Herm Radio, let's go.
Y'all know what fucking time it is. Hey. Yeah.
Mastermind, baby.
Hey, yo, this shit is like EA. We really in the game. Your boy think he nice? I don't really feel the same. All the money spent on nights, I should probably feel ashamed. Big guns, lift them up like you flying in a plane. It's a process. Find me rhyming with them flames. Grimmy's riding with them gangs. I ain't lying, I ain't changed. This is top tier. So remember, pussy, you not here. I've been murdering this shit like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm ballin', homie, like Paul Pierce. 34 hoes in my phone, enough not here. She say she gon' blow my spot up, I don't care. Whole gang beat your ass when your mom's there. I've been elite with a beat since I could speak. When you was watching Disney, I was living in the streets. Stomach touching my ribs, I ain't eating in a week. If you ain't had to steal to eat, I suggest you take a seat, come again. Nah, homie, there's no amends. Just because she sucked my dick, now don't make us fucking friends. Don't think I don't steal your shit cause I'm driving in this Benz. I'll turn this bitch around and beat your ass in the cement, pussy.
Better recognize how the wave is living. From the trailer to the city, bitch, we gon' see a million. These villains don't care about the haters and opinions. We just focus on the paper and fulfilling what's the vision. Better recognize how the wave is living. From the trailer to the city, bitch, we gon' see a million. These villains don't care about the haters and opinions. We just focus on the paper and fulfilling what's the vision. All you fake whack rappers have been trash. Your cash won't last cause your pockets on slim fast. Niggas need milk in the semester of gym class to even try and compete with my bars. Big task, cut the riff rap before you get both of your lips smashed. Shit, you think you tough, then let me see you come kick ass. Throw your bitch ass quick fast in a piss bath. Cowardly hearted, your jaws made out of thin glass. Flea bag, never get the respect that a king has. I don't need the thing stashed, I'll leave you with a clean gas. See me on the fiend's dash. When it comes to the green cash, your palms hairy, while mine's be itching like a mean rash. Y'all can never match the skill that me and my team has. Got a cheap ass on kneecaps just for a free pass. Weather any storm as long as I got on a ski mask. Catch me in elite class, relax, smoking weed bags, yeah.
Nothing but bangers, man. Nothing but bangers, bro.
Oh, appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, bro. Definitely
man.
Enjoyed that joint, man. Definitely enjoyed that track, man. The video, the whole vibe, that was cool, man. I like that joint, bro. Tell us more about that.
Yeah,
joint.
you know, we was just, having fun with that. That was one of those tracks, man. I honestly don't even know who produced it. I think E-Nails produced it, to be honest. If not, it was either him or Lurch. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of sounds like a Nails beat, man. I kind of got that E-Nails beat.
Yeah, I believe it was E-Nails, but he sent me that beat, man. And, man, I had to put something in. I had to put something down, man, and I felt like that was just a perfect joint to cut a video to. You know what I'm saying? He came out and we did it, and like I said, we did it like, just kind of like a one take joint. We didn't really try to overthink it. We wasn't trying to really like, we planned out the whole thing of him coming out and doing a video and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't really like, we're gonna go here and go there and drive there. We just went to one spot. You know what I'm saying? We went to a couple spots actually, nothing crazy, and then we just we did our thing. We just like, just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those tracks is just kind of like, honestly, if we could have like 50 cats around, that would have been dope. But, I felt like, just me and the homies, man, it was dope. And then, obviously you see a cameo on my man Bash Slams, you know what I'm saying, from out in Troy, man. So that's my homie right there. And, so he was, he's a cameo in a lot of in a lot of our videos, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just always a huge supporter, man, and a huge affiliate, you know what I'm saying, of Grimewav, for sure.
Word. And y'all are based up there in upstate NY, right?
Yeah, man, we up in the upstate New York, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much Albany area, you know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying, like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, man, and I moved around, you know, prior to that, man. You know, I moved around a lot, you know what I'm saying? But this is pretty much my last stop for now. Who knows where I might go after.
Yeah.
And,
but is it like it's a whole nother climate out there after Griselda, right, man? Cause you got
yeah. This is cold out here, man. This is like almost
but I
like
mean like with the music, like the music.
Oh,
so
with the music,
Griselda, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. They got you know you got Griselda out in Buffalo, and you know what I'm saying, you got Etho and Rochester.
Etho, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and obviously, you know, cats like Crime Apple and Danielson, who's actually in Canada and stuff like that. So, you know, you got all these, they kind of like all in the same proximity, you know, it's just East Coast, man, really what it is. You know, and I feel like, you know, man, you know, we just trying to, I don't really want to say we trying to even fit that kind of mold, man. Like, we're just trying to make dope music, man. Like, you know, really, really dope hip hop music that I feel like we will enjoy ourselves, you know, and you know, with 4 people and more involved, you know, with all the cast that we have involved, like I said, man, is this, you know, there's the good team behind you, man. You're gonna have, you know what I'm saying, you're just gonna have better ideas, and you're just gonna, like, there's strength in numbers, you know, and that's one of the qualities is, man, when you brainstorm ideas together collectively, you know what I'm saying, some of these projects come out the way they sound, you know what I mean? And
that's the fact.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this, man. We got one more joint I know that we want to get into before we get out of here, right? But
yeah, facts.
Before we do that, man, I want to ask you something. I haven't asked any guests on the show yet, and I think it'd be interesting to know. And but anyways, who's your top 5 hip hop influencers? Not just top 5, like who's the best, but who's your top 5 hip hop influencers?
Man, that's gonna be easy, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. So like, yo, off the rip, you know what I'm saying, top 5 off the rip, man, I'm gonna say Big Pun.
Word.
You know, Big Pun probably my top influence as far as the rhyme and structure, like how he took it, you know, like way he took it at the time, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, for me, it was otherworldly, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really, you know, obviously, you know, M is dope as hell, man, you know what I mean? But Pun was just a street dude, and he was just like, that's just what I was relating to at the time, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Pun was just that dude for me, you know what I mean? And, you know, Sean P, obviously, you know what I mean? Rakim is probably like, yo, I grew up listening to Rakim, and, you know the Ledge was like one of those tracks for me that was like a theme, like, it's like a life theme for you, you know, it's like just, you know, theme song for your life, man, you know, so
yeah, the God, man.
Yeah, the God, man, the R for sure. You know, man, and this is so.
That's 4 right there.
That's 4 right there. Damn, see, I could keep going, man. I'm gonna have to cut one of the. Damn. So I'm gonna say one of the most influential. All right, so Nas, man. You know, because it would have been a toss up between Kool G Rap and Nas. And you know, even though I had mentioned Slick Rick earlier and all that, but like, you know, he wasn't really extremely influential in the sense of like overall music for me, you know what I mean? Like, he was just influential in a small aspect of things that I wanted to accomplish with rhyming, but as far as like musical, you know, overall, like everything, just, you know, hip hop that I was like striving to be, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, Nas was definitely one of those guys, man. Nas was, you know, when Illmatic, obviously, that was just pivotal for the shift of hip hop, you know what I mean? At that time, and I was just very fortunate to be around for that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when he did, you know, that, you know, I Gave You Power, that was just, you know, that track, you know, I don't think anybody at that time was really able to, I never really ever heard something like that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that I Gave You Power song was really, really crazy, you know, it was really dope, man. That showed me just what you know, what MCs are really capable with just, you know, with rhyme schemes, and, you know, and just to, you know, play on words, and you know, everything, man. Punchlines, metaphors, double entendres, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those things, man. Like, you know, so yeah, Nas is definitely one of those dudes. He was extremely influential in my rhyme, and just in everything for me, man. Everything hip hop.
You think Nas gonna hit us with another classic before he
for sure, man.
become a mogul, something, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. He's just one of those guys that, you know, he's always gonna retire and always gonna want to join. Because you gotta understand, man, people like that, they first of all they love challenging themselves, and I think second of all it's just you know, he's such a hip hop culturist, man, like just a hip hop person, like, you know, he's so involved in it, man, like.
Yeah, for real.
And if you don't, that's fine. You know, he's dropped so many gems. At this point, his catalog, he doesn't matter. But, you know, if he does, which I know he will, man. If he does, man, I know it's gonna be dope, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, for sure, man. And I know that he's gonna probably work with a lot of the dope new artists that are out. Like, probably work with Griselda, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So I know that I know that, yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that would be lit. I'm saying? Who knows? They probably got some shit in
I'm be honest with y'all, man. Like, I feel like Griselda, somebody like Griselda should, like, that's the type of people that should be co-signing, like, a Grimewav. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I mean, shit, man. If it happens, it happens, man. Yeah. You know, they definitely somebody, you know, they definitely some of the people that we look up to in this game right now, you know, that are really, really doing it. I mean, these guys are dropping project after project after project, you know what I'm saying? Pray for Paris, that shit was fire, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, man, these guys are definitely, like, yo, ain't nobody right now doing it like these dudes, man. And I'm just, you know, I'm going to say that right now.
It's a beautiful thing, man. And it's not like,
don't
get me wrong, from what I just said, like, people get me wrong. It's like, nobody needs nobody. And it's like, I never with the thing of thinking about, like, oh, wow, they did something, so now they should do something for me. It's not even like that, but even just to see that they took that style of rap that, yo, I'm just spitting over these grimy beats, took that and got, like, Eminem, which is the most rich rapper out, you know what I'm saying, cosign, you know what I mean, the actual sign, you know what I mean, like,
they got one of the illest cosigns, man, and I mean, they and not just M, they got the J cosign, which is, you know, so they got the business and they got the real hip hop, you know, and I mean, you know, because Jay is both too, you know. I'm not gonna try to say Jay's not real hip hop, but you know, Jay's a super business, you know, and M himself, you know, M is a brand himself, just like Jay is. So just imagine having both those cosigns. What does that tell you? You know what I'm saying? That they're on the right path. You know, so I think that, you know, dudes like that, and there's so many other artists besides Griselda, you know, that I've mentioned previously that are just really phenomenal artists, man. You know what I'm saying? I think I just made a post earlier. I was listening to Kaz's new album. You know what I'm saying? I think it was called Decadence of Cain or something like that, or something, or Descendants of Cain.
Descendants of Cain, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, and it's fire. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I respect a lot of the new artists that are, and not even probably new. These guys have probably been doing this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, but I respect a lot of these artists that are really doing it the way that I love to hear it done. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Absolutely, man. And at that, yo, let's get into this last joint, man.
So yeah, man, I think the last joint we're gonna hit them with, man, is gonna be something super grimy. You know, because this is Grimewav, and you know what I'm saying? You know, Hanzo Bladez, you know what I'm saying, repping Grimewav, of course, man. So yo, we're gonna hit him with this joint produced by Johnny Slash, man. Yo, salute Johnny Slash. That dude right there is phenomenal producer. You know, definitely inspired. He's, you know, huge inspiration for me right now, currently, man. And you know, he's doing, you know, great things. But yeah, it's called you know, Sell Drugs, man. Johnny Slash featuring, you know, Lace Swag, got Mo Ruckus, and they got Knox on the joint.
Well, let's get right into it, man. Grimewav, Sell Drugs featuring Lace Swag. Produced by Johnny Slash, Herm Radio.
Let's go.
Shout out Good Looks Media Group.
Word, shout out Good Looks, man.
When I'm 21, I think of tomorrow. Or this minute. And hope there's tomorrow. Because I don't like what's going on in the world. I'm scared of that. More than drugs. I'm not afraid of them. I'm just scared, you know? Everybody is.
Sell drugs. Fuck the world, kids. You should just sell drugs and kill people. Get addicted to this shit, shoot it with a dirty needle. Watch your mouth scrapped up into herbs and feeble. Every verse that I unearthed is lethal. Recursive verses, written cursive, that's the Merca weasel. It's no free to defeat you, son, cause I leak the fecal. Kept the curve shift like the claw of evil. If I enter in the church, more oracle ignite this evil. I'm only felt alive for living life illegal. Try to get the plague of function and that's how I leave you. I lust for power from the highest tower. From the highest power. My soul is older than the scroll of Hebrews. You telling stories, peep the windows to your soul, so no scrap now, we don't believe you. Come on, son, you more than sort of see-through. I toss you off the boat to watch the orcas eat you. Bring the boat to the dog, eat and order seafood. Bitches coming in flocks, these thoughts like some seagulls. Fuck the rap, I'd rather form a cult. I've sworn an oath, I'm not a god to go far beyond any conceptions of this carnal joke. Carve your throat, get no exception, get dissected, left beside the moat.
And once you take the first hit, once I would take the first hit, the rush that you would get from smoking.
Yeah, I'm a Libra fam, so I'm a peaceful man. But don't test me when you see me with this heat in hand. I'll leave your cheesy face flatter than a pizza pan. I got the body bags ready like a FEMA can. We got the product that the fans and the streets demand. Feed it hand in hand, a strand is worth at least a band. All I smoke is gas, hard for me to keep a gram. Yeah, I'm off the fucking hook, flyer than a Peter Pan. I bust a rhyme for the new school, I'm a leader, man. I make it on my own and I don't even need your hand. All I want is doing, but I don't wanna be your man. And once I bust my fucking load, then bitch, you know you need to scram. See, when I'm on the road, I treat you like a piece of ham. Best believe I'm about to cheat so I could keep my feet in sand. I used to hang around the streets like I was Geechee Dan. Always running from some dirty cops and DT vans. I had to flip these bundles quick, shit, I need a plan. So I made moves in the jungle like a cheetah ran.
Sell drugs. Sell drugs. Prostitution, dealing in cocaine, and smoking crack. Her life in New York, dealing in cocaine and smoking crack. Sell drugs. Sell drugs.
If I ain't get you, then you Luciano lucky. That's your bitch to me, another groupie tryna fuck me. Funny, I son him, and his mama love me. Straight soldier, iron muzzle, trying and run it. Looking stupid, cause you die for nothing. Joker shuffle, I ain't bluffing. I'ma call my cousin Ruckus. String pullers, not a puppet. Big bullies, knife for punching. Slick butchers, slice your mugging. Brick pushers, flying custom. Sniff woofers, clients crusty. Check puller, mind your budget, you bugging. Leave my sneakers greasy, you're leaking. I see shit breathing, the beast that'll keep it G with a reason to keep it secret. Peep it, I'm lethal, eating and feast with an equal need to defeat. What I seek is treason and sleep with a peaceful demon. The weak could just leave it be, cause I hate the procedure. Sequence isn't decent, believe me, I seen the features. Old knowledge, forsaken by the most highest. Gold dollars, fiends looking like ghost riders. High head, drop dead when I don't got it. Chrome polish for anybody that told on us. I'm taking arms, legs, leaving with no collar. Know me wiser, I told God I'm a holy diver. Lace.
The nation is more concerned than ever with the sale and use of illegal drugs.
Yup. Plot, scheme, pitch balls. Got fiends that call my phone when they need a dose. Loaded in the needle, hope he doesn't dose over. If he does, I'ma boot him with a Giacoki. Shoot up like Mia Wallace in the fiction Pope. My diction is exquisite, peep the vision. Finna lead the code to see your body snatch your soul. You dealing with some evil folks. Beat the Pope, then piece up the producer. If he auto-tune my fucking folks.
How did cocaine make you feel?
I'm rolling with some 30 lokes, posted at the jack table, poker in my Michael Joes, just in case they wanna claim they broke. When I play the ace and joker, they gon' wish they stayed at home and order general souls. It's the general, rather try like Seminoles. Oracles see the future, see myself in the coma. From pussy overload, it's the oldest sober hissing stone arrows in the arches in Rome.
Oh, straight dirty, man. That joint was grimy, bro. Man, bro, when is what is you got an album with all these things like coming out or something like that? You there? Your mic.
Come on, it's frozen.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me? Nah, your mic. I can't hear your mic though. It froze again? Yeah, nah, I can't hear you. Yeah, man, I don't know, man, if I
Yo.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright.
Yeah, tell us about that joint, man. That joint was real dope, man. Real grimy.
So Sell Drawers, man, that was a joint, man, that me and Buck, we heard this beat, man, by Johnny Slash. He actually heard it. And he let me know about it, and I'm like, yo, you know what, man? Let's reach out, man, and let's just try to get that. So we ended up getting that, and then me and Vuk, had laid something down to it. Knox got in it, man, and he laid some fire, and then we was like, yo, let's reach out to Lace, man, because we intended to work with Lace Flag during the tour. We wanted literally we wanted to work with everyone there, you know what I'm saying? We were working on a few things with, with everyone there, like Rand and Swift the Poet and Lace Flag, but it just so happened that, we got Lace Flag to, put a verse down on Sell Drugs, man, and
yeah, he went in, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, he went in. He did his thing, and we actually shot the video around his hood, you know what I'm saying? So that was, and that was, again, man, good looks. You know what I'm saying? He's nice with it behind the lens, man. So, between the Johnny Slash production, you know what I'm saying, and the Lace, the Lace verse, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, man, Knox, you know what I'm saying? I felt the way he anchored it was very, very good, man. It was perfect for the anchor. I think it was dope. Like, it was, actually, there was somebody that had commented, it was just like, the way Vuk started and the way that, that Knox ended it was it was a well-rounded track overall. And so I think that for the most part, man, yeah, that was a real, that was something that, we just felt like we had to do Johnny Slash proud, man, because, he's an elite producer, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, we sent him the joint, and, he definitely liked it, so I felt like, we ran with it. And yeah, like I said, we shot the video mad late at night somewhere, you know what I'm saying, by Lace Flags, you know what I'm saying, area. And yeah, man, it was just dope. We had to put some energy into it, man, because, it was just one of those tracks, so. But that track isn't really, we put it out as a single. It's not really in any particular project. Although, we don't know. That could be subject to change. We might decide to throw it into something later on. But for now, we got it out because we wanted people to hear it, you know what I'm saying? It was a really dope track, man, so we wanted to put it out for the people to hear. So, yeah, but it's just out. Yeah, it's out as a single right now, obviously, on Bandcamp and all that. But yeah, man, it's not on a particular project, though.
Yo, Hanzo Bladez, man, sitting down with you today, man. I learned more about Grimewav. I learned about the movement. And one thing I see about y'all, man, that's what it is. It's a whole movement. It's a whole team. Like, even on that last joint, you like, yo, shout out Good Looks Media Group. You like, yo, shout out this producer we working with. You talking about these other rappers you working with. It's a whole movement, man. So I want to say, like, anybody that's watching this, anybody that hears about this, anybody that's going to be watching this in the future, man, definitely get with the movement called Grimewav, whether it's from a standpoint of checking out the music, sharing it around. If you want to work with them, man, they got that's a fact, man. You have to. They got engineers, producers, they got video people. You know what I mean? It's a whole movement coming out of like the New York area, trickling down to Boston and Rhode Island, man, because they be all around. Yeah. And it's like, man, it's called Grimewav, Grimewav. Definitely, you got to check them out, see what they're doing. even aside from that, we got Hanzo Bladez, man. Hanzo space Bladez. You know what I mean? Like as a rapper, as a producer, I feel like we could have even got deeper into like just your joints that you got by yourself. You know what I mean? And that's love that you put. You put the whole team on in most everything you did. But it's like I know you got a solo project coming out, man. So like people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people. I want people to know Hanzo, but you know what I'm saying. I also want people to understand, like, you know what I'm saying. This kind of person I am, man. You know what I'm saying. I roll with a squad, man. I'm gonna rep my squad. You know what I'm saying. I've always been like, you know what I'm saying. When I was with my team back in the days, I was repping my team. So you know what I'm saying. As an individual, I'm gonna rep myself, of course. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, I'm Grimewav representative, man. So you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna rep the squad 100,000%. You know what I'm saying. And anybody that I'm, like I said, I support Mesquite Helene, you know what I'm saying? A big shout to Mesquite Helene out in Arizona. A big shout to Iron Lungs, you know what I'm saying, out in Cali. Big shout to the Fetty Twins out in Delaware, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I shout out everybody, just so many people that we've been working with, straight bangers, you know what I'm saying, pro bangers, Kai Shomo, you know what I mean? I got, shout out Kai Shomo, man. Master Ripley. Yep, Mr. Ripley, Master, and then I got Master Conga that I'm working with. Master Conga is a producer, you know what I'm saying, based out in Europe, I believe. And then, another dude is Bizarre Master, and so, man, just enjoy working with so many dope, man, creators, man. And, I feel like, I know me and you, we gonna work on something. I know we gonna work on something. We got to, you know what I'm saying? I know we're going to, man. And, A-God and everybody, man. I just, I'm a huge fan of this hip-hop shit, man. And, I'm a fan first, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also an artist, man. And I feel like you gotta give respect to get it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just, it goes both ways, man. But, yeah, but Grimewav is definitely a movement, man, and we want anybody that fucks with Grimewav, man, you know what I'm saying, you want to be a part of it, man. You a dope artist, man. Hit us up. We have no problem working with dope artists, man. You know what I'm saying? Like just reach out. You know what I'm saying, man. Nowadays, Messenger. I got so many people hitting me up with just logos, man. I don't want people hitting me up for logos, man. Hit me up for some dope collabs. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, man. It's like investing. It's like what Grimewav is doing, what you're doing, man. It's like. You don't want to wait until the stock goes up to buy into it, to be part of it. It's like, you see dudes right here, right now doing their thing, man. Get that feature while you can, man. Get that feature while you can.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I know that obviously at some point, and we might get too busy to work with everybody that we might, and I think that's the thing, if you got a chance to work, and that's why we like working with artists, because I know, who knows, they might pop off and we might not be able to have a chance to work with them. So I feel like, if you got an opportunity to work with us and you think that, we on that level, that you see that huge potential, man, get it in now, work with us now, man, and you know what I'm saying? Who knows what could happen, man? We make some dope music, man, and that's how we see it, man.
100%, man. All right, before we get out of here, remind them your name, where they can find your music, what you got coming up, and anything else you want to leave people with.
Yeah, so, obviously, man, Hanzo Bladez. You can find me on IG, you know what I'm saying, Hanzo_Bladez. That's HANZO_BLADEZ. You know what I'm saying? That's on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Facebook, you know what I'm saying? It's facebook.com, Hanzo Bladez 518. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just search Hanzo Bladez. Really, you could just Google Hanzo Bladez. You're going to find some shit. You know what I'm saying? I got SoundCloud.com, Hanzo Bladez as well. YouTube, I got a Hanzo Bladez YouTube channel as well. You can look that up. You know what I'm saying? Grimewav right now, like I said, we had the Grimewav.com, but we're working on that. But we do have the Grimewav band, so that's Grimewav bandcamp.com, you know what I mean? So we got that joint. You can find us on Spotify, you can find us on YouTube, and that's Grimewav, that's GRIMEWAV, not WAV, because there seems to be like another techno group or some shit like that with E at the. So just keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the most part, man, you could Google us, you find our shit. Yeah, man, I got this upcoming joint, like I said, coming out May 20th. So, man, 17 days on the come up for this project. My first solo project, really a EP, 6 tracks. You know what I'm saying, and it's called Birds of Prey. And the tracks is just, Bite the Bullet, you know what I mean, Drum Machine, Birds of Prey, you know what I'm saying, and I'm featuring a lot of Grimewav, the whole Grimewav camp pretty much. My boys Mesquite, Helene, and Iron Lungs is featured on it. Lace Swag, man. So, it's just really a dope. I feel like it's gonna be a dope project, man. I'm really, really proud of this project, and I really hope that people enjoy it, man, and really, really just appreciate the art, man, that we trying to put out for people, man.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be checking for that, and definitely if you could send me any tracks, we're gonna just put them in rotation on the radio, so that we can just be playing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
After yeah, facts, man. Yeah, once I get the project fully completed, man, it's almost there. It's almost there, man. So once I get it, you know what I'm saying, I'll send you some joints. I'll let you know, because like I said, it's gonna drop on the 20th. So, from there, man, you could rock out to it whenever you want, man. And I think for the most part, man, I'm just gonna probably put it out on Bandcamp and let that breathe a little bit on Bandcamp, and then I'll probably put it up on Spotify and everything else after that. And I definitely want to look into doing some videos as well, for it. But I might just wait till Ruck come out, man. It just don't feel right, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, that's really the next thing, man. Looking forward to Ruck. We got a potential not a potential project, but I got a project in the works with E-Nails. You know what I'm saying? It's called No Survivors. And it's gonna be 7 tracks. We're just gonna bar the fuck out on that shit, man. We really want, that's why it's called No Survivors. We really just want to like showcase, like, just like, so like production and like, kind of what we've been doing, just keeping the same formula, but you know what I'm saying, really go a little bit different route with the production, really just hammer, like, just real hard, like, just real heavy bass production probably, you know what I'm saying, and try to really look for that specific sound for that kind of soundtrack.
Okay.
And that's Survivors. That's supposed to be 7 tracks. And then, I got a collaboration in the works right now with a 518 collaboration with production from Skinny Bones and Godfather. So big shout
out Skinny Bones.
Skinny Bones,
show,
big
man.
shout.
Big shout, bro.
Yeah, man, big shout to Skinny Bones, man, for real. That's the homie, man. And yeah, so he said some dope production. So you already know.
As always, man.
So that's gonna be man. So yeah, that's gonna be me. It's a 518 thing, but really, being that he's international, man. So but it's a 518 thing. It's a 518 collab.
Yeah, he's an East Coast legend, just cause, man. Like he made.
Yeah, exactly.
He's an NY legend, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, East Coast legend anyway. Yeah, East Coast underground legend. So I feel like it was by right to have him on that for the production, and it was gonna be me. So far, as far as I know, it's gonna be me, Animal Cracker, you know what I'm saying, my man Exquisite, and my man Mr. Pigs, man. And these are all, you know what I'm saying, upstate New York artists, man, out of Albany and that area. And yeah, man, we just feel like we need to rep for the Cap City, man. We just gotta put a joint down, and man, Skinny Bones came through with a dope beat. We gotta. I'm right now, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna front, I wrote a verse for it, but I wasn't really like, I felt like I know I could do better. So that's myself, that's me, you know what I'm saying, I'm always challenging myself. Gotcha. And once again, and going back to what I said earlier, yeah, overthinking it, but sometimes it's good to do that. It's a balance.
Man, it's a balance between the two, you know what I mean? It's not one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to come correct for the homies, you know what I'm saying, and make sure I represent for Grimewav and make sure I represent for Skinny Bones and everybody that, that's in 518, man. We're trying to really, really make this happen, man. We really, we love this music, you know what I'm saying, and we just want people to, appreciate us as much as we appreciate them, man, for real.
Y'all on the way, man. And I want to give you a major salute, man, for everything, man, for sitting
real,
down
man. I
on
appreciate
Herm Radio,
you, man.
for sharing your experience, your music with us, letting us know about the status of Grimewav, what everybody's working on, man. We got to hear much more from y'all, man. I can't wait till your solo project drop. We're going to be on that. We're going to be playing that on the radio, all that type of stuff, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. And for real, man, and you got to get the homie E up, man. E-Nails, I know he'll sit down with you and chop it up.
We already talking.
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, and you know,
it's in the works.
Anytime you want to do another joint, man, let me know. You know, like I said, we could do another joint. You know, after the EP drop, if you want to discuss that or you know any other, you know, anything else. Or obviously when Ruck, I feel like when Ruck comes out, maybe we should do it like a whole little group
in-person joint. We're gonna do the in-person joint when Ruck come out.
In-person joint, exactly, yo. I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. So, yo, big shout out to you, man. I appreciate you what you're doing, man. And like I said, we gotta definitely work, man, real soon.
Man, it's already in the works, bro. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Have a good night. Stay safe, man. We'll talk soon, all right?
You too, man.
All right,
you
love,
too,
bro.
man. Have a good one, man.
All right,
One love, man. One.
Yeah, man. Another dope episode, man. Y'all heard from Hanzo Bladez. We heard some joints from Grimewav, man. We out, man. Free Ruckus.